Ladies and gentlemen, hi, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. Last episode, Classier gave us the old run around with a bunch of different stories and whatnot. So basically me and Kim decided that we're going to send her to the dog pound, to the old prison. Regardless of how moral our decision was, we're policemen, and that is what we do. So this episode, we're just going to be tying up some loose ends, seeing what else we could do while Kim is on his little travels. So we've noticed that there's a bit of a door here, so we'll see if we can open this.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
See if we can push it.
It's barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle in the brackets.
Ah, well, low chance of doing that, but I remember that we have a more manly tank top than this mesh tank top that increases our strength. There we go. Stick on the old wife beater.
The same small,
Give it a kick.
door. No lock in sight.
Well, that didn't go well.
You kick it, gung-ho style. Entering the premises style. But the door fails to respect the force. All you hear is the bar rattling inside, laughing at you.
Ow.
The door is oblivious to your distress.
Well, that's not nice of the door. Okay, so that's you know, I'll tell you what, that is going to be our mission today, is to open that door. So what we need to do is that we need to find a whole bunch of activities for us to do to hopefully increase our level. Well, then again, in saying that, are we able to upgrade our physical instrument anymore? No, we're already the maximum strength we could possibly be, so I guess that's it. We just have to find the key. Let's have a look at the other things that we can do. There was the mirror, which we can certainly give a go. But let's do that. The mirror is the closest thing to us, so let's have a quick go at that. In fact, it's Kim's door. Can we open Kim's door? No, we can't. Never mind. Okay, the mirror is there. Go say hello to it.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Right, so let's use our chain cutters to fix the faucet, stop steam from fogging the mirror up.
The chain cutters slip out of your hand.
Well, fine then. Okay, alright. Well, clearly, this is not going to be a successful run today, I think. Also, because since we've got a lot of time, I think the next major thing that we have to do is talk to the smoke on the balcony that we saw quite a while ago. And we need to pass some time. And one thing we can do is by, dare I say, even reading a book or two. So we shall, we'll give that a go. But Titus Hardy doesn't know that we've arrested the woman. I don't know whether to tell him. Do we have a thing for him? Do we have a mission for him? Oh, make Titus give up Ruby's location. Ruby was the organiser of the hanging. She's also missing, but the Hardy boys will be tight-lipped about her location. You need to get them to open up. Have you fully explored the whaling? Analysed the site of the murder? Truly and thoroughly investigated Classier? All these things make convincing them easier. We haven't done all that yet, I don't think. Well, we'll see what the options are. We'll see what it is.
Just dragged her away, huh? Stone cold. Didn't think you had it in you.
I didn't have what in me to arrest her.
Yeah, you ruthless son of a bitch. I certainly didn't have it in me. I always let the pretty ones go. I'm soft like that.
Yeah, like when we let old Clancy's widow walk.
Oh, Denise, the diner girl. The milk rack on that one.
He says almost illogically, however one says that word.
Can't say I wasn't sad to see her go. Our Claudia there. Her face when your friend walked her out. Goddamn.
No, that was the normal thing to do. She was a flight risk, I am a cop.
Yes. Normal. Nothing to do about it now, I guess. I just hope she can game her way through the system and come out the other way. Don't think I forgot how I specifically let you know how I felt about her arrest either. Now, what do you want?
Okay, I talked to Classier, now I need to talk to Ruby.
Why?
He leans back and regards with curiosity. How do we do this? I suspect she killed the victim, that's why.
Sounds like you want to push this steaming pile of shit on anyone. And now you pick Ruby. Well, not on my watch you won't. Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her under your moral intern steamroller. Fuck that shit.
And fuck you too, moral
Well, that's not. We may be moral, but no need for words like that. He throws a glance at Titus, and the last syllable leaves his lips. The big guy sighs. She is missing, and if you hide from the police in a murder investigation, you become a suspect. That's how it works, guys.
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound theory. I don't want to be rude, but we're trying to get some R&R here. Think you could fuck off now?
From the corner of your eye, you see a little bird fly into the bush, right behind the window, behind Titus's back.
Well, I mean, we don't have much else to do today, and we do have a couple of levels left in... Can we upgrade our logic any further? Oh, we've got tons of room for logic, so we can certainly give it a go now, and if we fail, we can always come back later. Present a solid theory as to why Ruby could have done it.
Nothing is happening. The pieces are there, but they remain unconnected.
No, we can do this. Squint our eyes.
Sorry, you're not coming up with anything. Again, the pieces are there. She could have done it. Somehow. Something else. Walla Walla Bing Bang. It's just not coming together.
Walla Walla Bing Bang. The lyrics from one of the most important songs from our childhood. Let's ask Walla Walla Bing Bang.
I don't know what it means, but it felt like the most appropriate thing to say. That's what the witch doctor would say, at least.
Fantastic. If you get that reference, please let me know, because otherwise I can't be the only old man who knows that. Let's squint our eyes harder.
Still nothing, but that's okay. This doesn't have to turn into some kind of meltdown. You're just a cop, taking your time to present a theory. Why does Puzzleface get to not melt down? You and I melted down like crazy. Remember? Right. Puzzleface shouldn't be the cool guy when he fails. I was supposed to be that. Shush. I'm just more level-headed than you. That's my thing. Let's look at this as a learning experience. What are the components you need to implicate Ruby? No. He needs to say, 500 layers and I can't remember the first line.
500 layers and I can't remember the first line. Actually, no. I just want to hear the... No, look, Kim's not here. We could be a bit on the leash, a bit off the leash, shall we say. Yeah, 500 layers and I can't remember the first line.
You know, I'm beginning to think this clown is squinting at me because he wants to start something.
Nah, boss, he's just mentally handicapped. I've seen him do that.
I shouldn't have said that. I just wanted to hear the components of the story.
Here you go. Access to the roof, weapon, and motive. That's not too hard. And here is what you can do to make it even easier. Come on, guys. For starters, you could find out what's behind that mystery door in the kitchen. If it's a secret route, she could have used that to get to the roof. Can't get through the door? You know what would help. Doing a thorough search of this room. Maybe something's hidden. Hey, did someone say something already? No? Yes? Who cares? Upstairs in Clausia's bedroom, the window the bullet came through. Analyze that. Say, 500 layers and I can't remember the first line.
Ha! Brilliant. Drama's still on it.
No. He already said that, and nothing good came of it. Just do what the nice, helpful guys said, and don't do the bad things. It's that simple.
Okay, I'm going to take off now. Alright, so we've got a couple of things. So we need to search this place quite thoroughly. See if we can open the door. Let's see what the main man has to say. Maybe he can let us through the doors.
Can I help you?
Oh, bill. We may as well pay the bill tonight. Yeah, 20 real for the night.
Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
God, such a slave driver. Gart, I saw another thing at the Welling Rag.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
Classier in room 3, she nicked the phone line.
Why? No, fuck it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know why these degenerates do what they do. I thought we had one good guest in the building.
He really doesn't like it being classier.
You have Lena. Lena's a good customer.
Yeah, well, she's not a guest, is she?
What? Did someone mention my name?
Oh, the old lady. Of course she's Lena. She might be able to help us.
We were just paying you a compliment. And finding out a degenerate from room 3 nicked the phone line. Everything is okay here.
He yells, then turns to you.
Good thing that guest pays for her stuff on time. I'll forward her the bill and be done with it.
Was there anything else?
Yes?
We've already asked him all these questions. That's no good. Okay. Well, we'll talk to Wheelchair Woman in a bit. Let's investigate this place. The menu has been wiped clean. Only the word Monday is written on it. This is a water cooler. A large bubble is rising from the surface. So what can we see? Oh, there's a little ashtray thingy there. What else can we see using the shift button? There's some coins there. May as well just wander in. Grab that. What are you? You're a cup on the floor. This is a bowl. There is spit in it, reeking of tobacco. Ah, spittoon! There's a window. Okay, look through. You see hawthorn bushes outside.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers. The men are talking, but you swear you hear those black limbs tap on the window as the wind blows outside.
Squint.
There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside. You're not so sure about that. Somehow you just know there's something out there behind the glass.
There's something out there.
Yeah, your mother.
Wow.
It's not a very good mother joke, but the room still laughs. Something about those mother jokes just works.
No, fair enough. Look outside the window.
There's a yellow ribbon tied to one of the branches. Light yellow, faded with time. A tiny splash of color in the blackness of the thicket. Hanging from it, a bronze key. It's close enough to the latch up there. One can slide it open and just take it. Surely not a coincidence.
Someone's hid a key in the bush. Point at the window. I need your guys to hand the key to me. Oh, actually, Can you let me slide by so I can grab the thing?
I don't know about that. I'm comfortable here. Don't think any sliding would really help right now.
Sorry, fucko. Looks like you're gonna have to go bush diving. Good fucking luck with that. The hawthorn's got a bitch of a bite.
I'm gonna enjoy the sight of you in the bushes out there.
With a loud thud, the old man stands up, pushes the window open, grabs the key from the hawthorn branch, and slides it across the table.
Go on, Fear. What a lad. We'll take the key.
The key is brass. Workshop spare is etched into its bow. The old man closes the window and sits back down in silence.
Come on, man. We were just having some fun. Where's the harm in?
I'm tired of listening to your shit.
Go on, Fear. He's the hero of this episode. Does anyone know why this key was hanging right outside the Union box window?
Didn't even know it was there. Boys.
No idea.
Never even seen it. Someone must have hidden it there before this room became our place.
Oh, thank you. Nod to the old man.
Don't thank me. I don't give two shits about your key.
There is a silence around this man's words. Unlike Titus, they're afraid of him. That's the type of respect he commands.
The fear of an older man. Look at the key in your hand. I wonder what does it open.
That's an older building. Who knows?
The shrug is disingenuous. He's intrigued, if only for a moment.
All right, we have a key. We have a key for things. So it says older building. Let's see if the beautiful blue door works for the
You
key.
see a heavy steel. The key fits the dimple lock. It takes a bit of effort to turn it after all these years, but then the lock clicks.
Ah, there we go.
Dust rises before you like mist. A tomb, haunted by regal spirits from distant ages.
Well, this is exciting. So what's in here then? This pinball says Franco-Egerian. The theme is horses and swords. This pinball is White Diora. The black glass shows a female figure in mourning. A note, NB, the spare key is tied to the bush outside the corner room window. Well, that's useful to know now. There's money, always useful. There's another pinball machine
Over
down
there,
here.
in the corner.
The pinball machine?
Not just any pinball machine. This is the pinnacle of pinball. Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats. It's lit. You can't wait to get your hands on it.
I love the phrase lit. All the kids at school use it. Also, the Mountain Goats are a really good band. And let's take a closer look. Pull out the machine.
Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats reads the golden lettering on top of the back box. There's a small column of text underneath. The machine is coin operated. Get the game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers are ready.
Lean closer to read the text.
Above the painting of a mustached man climbing a hill, a column reads, inspired by the legend of Cornelius Gordy, taken on the world's tallest peak, Corpus Muindi. The Mesk legend holds that when the nation is in danger, heroic Gordy shall return and save his people.
Very political or philosophical for a pinball machine. Inspect the playing field.
The theme of the game is to explore Gordy's climb through the perspective of goats and to ascend to the top of the mountain in a time of trouble. The peak of the mountain is at the top of the playfield. All the balls have small goat icons on them and represent the goats as they race up and down the mountain. Areas around the playfield represent Gordy's climb, places he was said to have camped, which the goats can discover. Get them to the summit.
What is with all the goats?
Indeed. Think of them as balls.
Think of the balls as goats and the goats as balls. Okay, cost 1 real, insert a coin.
It takes a while to get into a rhythm, but pretty soon you're able to keep 3 goat-faced balls in play with relative ease. Go, go, Fingerboy.
I'm pretty good at this. Continue playing.
Your game is definitely improving. The jolly goats are flying all over the board, and although a few plummet to their deaths, you're never left with less than 3. Suddenly, a special passage leading to the summit slides open at the top of the board. This is where the balls need to go.
Concentrate and aim for the narrow passage.
Maneuvering a goat ball into a position for a perfect hit isn't easy. More fall to their deaths. But finally, the opportunity presents itself. One of them gets through. The words "Pale Rupture" light up on the speaker panel, and the machine starts filling with a thick, milky fog. Something's happening. There's so much fog, you can barely see anything. Some is actually leaking out of the machine, and one by one, your goats start slipping, disappearing into the milky nothingness. Lucky goats. The fog looks soft and inviting. This can be navigated. The balls leave almost imperceptible disruptions in the fog. Use them to calculate where they hit next. You're down to your last goat, going mostly by sound. Eyes are useless at this point, but that goat is something special. 5 times you snatch him back from the jaws of death.
Oh dear, this is 3% chance reaction speed, -1 for being bad at ball games, but we believe. Stay on the ball.
Now, if you can't even see it.
Oh no.
The last goat plummets into the fog with almost suicidal glee. It killed itself to spite you. There goes nothing, Fingerboy.
Well, we can always come back and try again when our finger skills increase, I suppose.
This small elevator is dimly lit by a bulb that's been glowing for ages. The latticed cage is open, inviting you to step inside.
Let's look in.
Smells of nougat and sweat. Your head brushes up against the ceiling. There is a control panel to your right, and just enough room for 2 people to fit in.
What were you used for, elevator?
The deep scratches on the floor suggest it was used as a freight elevator for transporting heavy machinery and 1 man.
Alright then, let's look at the elevator controls.
There are large rectangular buttons. Monter, descent, and an international call for emergency assistance. That third one appears to be broken.
Well, we don't need emergency assistance. We'll figure it all out ourselves. Close the door and go up. Oh, this is quite cosy. Look at the window. Small windows taped shut with black plastic. You can't see outside. Box of tools and replacement parts line the shelves. Ah, look at that. There's a Classier's bedroom. Oh, well. Schematics for a pinball machine. Futurism themed. Ooh, we've got a new pinball maker's coat. That's cool. What did this jacket give us? Spirit de Corpse and that? I assume it goes there. Not bad. It's like one of those flasher jackets. But I do believe, in hand-eye coordination, that might be useful for later on. But I quite like the Spirit de Corps purely because it's what policemen do, innit? Let's have a look in this crib. The pinball machine has been taken apart and gutted.
So this is where they brought 40 pinball machines to fix them up. A long time ago. Everything is covered with dust now.
Looks like they gave up on fixing the pinball machines at some point.
Yes, pinball hasn't enjoyed a heyday for 15 or 20 years.
This used to be a pinball workshop.
Yes, Martinez North 22 used to be a pinball arcade, and it has been forgotten. Now there is only one working machine in the main hall. The rest is lost to dust. But then it went bankrupt. Your skin crawls from making the connection.
Ooh, could this mean that the Whirling Rags really is part of the doomed commercial area?
Yes, it would mean that.
And that D&D dice making girl has something to do with it.
And God would not like that. He should probably be made aware that his establishment is part of the neighborhood ghost story.
Absolutely, I'm sure Gart would appreciate that. And we have no Kim Kitsuragi to prove us otherwise.
You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust covering the workshop floor.
Someone's been back here recently.
The dust has not settled again where these footprints have been made. The displacement in this dusty hell tells a story.
So you know, my Discord went off. So if that was if you think yours went off, it didn't. It was mine. I'm popular apparently. What does this mean?
Neither the footprints nor the dust speak their secrets, but you know it means that someone has been back here.
Crouch, study the footprints.
Large prints, most likely made by boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than vamp. The soles have left a pattern, uniform, horizontal lines.
This print doesn't look like the odd sole.
The footprints are of one type. They do not congratulate you for correctly recognizing what type they are not.
Well, that's selfish of them. This does not look like the workers' boots from the hanging, does it?
The footprints do not speak. They simply exist here, a product of the dust, just as the footprints outside are a product of the mud and apparently different shoes.
Alright, fine. If you're not going to speak to us, Dust, we'll get up.
The footprints are still there. They have told their story.
They've told us nothing, other than that someone else has been here recently. What else is there? I suppose we can open this door now.
This is the barred door you tried to kick in before.
Lightly punch the door once more, just in case.
The door shudders a bit, as though it were laughing at you.
Well, we shan't be barred in here anymore. Unbar the door. Oh, well, there we go. Problem solved. Easy peasy. Right, so our brain also told us that we can look at the window again.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from
what
the
happened
desk
here?
lamp reflects off golden light, melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed.
What position are they in? Oh dear, that's a bit too personal there.
Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th and a shot has just been fired. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth. A ray cast from somewhere outside. entering his brain.
Where does it come from?
From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back.
Inspect the ghostly figures.
The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization.
Well, a relatively peaceful death then, I suppose. Have a look at point A, the roof.
The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points.
So I'm what? 80% sure the roof is where the shot was made from.
72%, with an antique weapon that fires military-grade ammunition. A Belmagrave rifle, for example. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium. A well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside, in the darkness. Too busy with their own bodies.
Ah, okay. Are there any arguments against A prime, the roof?
None that you've found thus far. But that doesn't mean there aren't any.
I don't imagine that the bullet could have come in closer, due to the window. Could there be another point of origin, further away?
That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez?
Extrapolate the radius to include all of Martinez.
According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime.
More precisely?
B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in on.
So these will be... So this is where we are now, and south where the bridge is broken, that's where we'll gain access to all these places in the following day. Have a look at point B, the boardwalk.
700 meters away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account.
Well, we do know that there's a lot of military people involved. I mean, the guy who got killed was quite literally a mercenary. But then again, having military people try and kill him is not... But then again, we don't think that he was the prime target, was he? It was the it's Classy A. So I don't know. Have a look at point B, Land's End.
1.2 kilometers away. The least likely of these positions. Let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it. Possibly from a tent. No, too far-fetched.
Especially from a tent, Christ. Have a look at point B, the islet.
1 kilometer away. An unlikely point of origin. Beyond the docks somewhere. On an islet in the Bay of Martinez, perhaps. There are islets there, badly charted as they may be. The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the islets is questionable.
So realistically, our best guess is the shot came from the rooftop, but the second strongest is from one of these towers on the southern portion of the map, and these other two are probably quite unlikely. So the shot could have come from somewhere further out than the roof.
It is possible that it came from B prime, the boardwalk, B double prime, Land's End, or B triple prime, the islet. You can't know for sure until you investigate those locations. The lieutenant would probably agree that, in this situation, it's best to be thorough.
That's fair enough. Blink and leave. Okay, alright, so we've double-checked the window. We've seen what's up here. Suppose we could take the speed. Shall we take it, but then not actually take the drug? We might be able to use it for bribing purposes.
This medicine cabinet is stocked with drugs, plus an old toothbrush. And
Search for the peptide again.
there it is, the orange sun wearing blister pack. You feel almost nostalgic for it.
Just take it in plain sight.
Feels like gold in your hands, light and precious.
Okay, so we've got potential. Where are we? There we go, the peptide there. Oh, it increases our motorics, our psyche, but -1 to our morale. We won't use it though. We might be able to use it as some form of bribe maybe in the future. Maybe even stick it in the stew, if possible. Anything else down here? There is this man. It's all about money, you know.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already?
Not now.
Oh, excuse me. Do you have something better to do than lust for sweet syrupy rum and lemonade? With a twist of lemon? Maybe lime? Maybe who cares? Just rum?
We are not going to be licking dried up rum stains from a table, thank you very much. Even with Kim not here, we are respectable policemen. Let's talk to this dude and tell him about the backside
Can I
of the
help
shop.
you? Another thing. Great. I love those.
Garth, what if I told you I got into the back room behind the blue steel door?
Oh, okay. Well, I did hear you make noise back there, so good for you.
It takes a lot of willpower not to ask. Obviously, he's been wanting to know what's behind the door.
Aren't you going to ask me what's behind there?
Okay, what is back there?
Skeletons, a mausoleum of the dead.
Yes, haha. What's actually behind there?
Pinball machines, a pinball workshop.
Ha! I knew it. I've always wondered where those machines by the door came from. And they told me there was some kind of pinball thing here too. I knew it. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean.
Why? Do you want to play? Because I might be up for a game.
No, I was just wondering if you found pinball machines there.
He was wondering about something business-related, about how much money he could make of one.
Ah, so not sharing a moment of joy between us, but capitalism and stuff. Fair enough, okay. If you're thinking of selling those pinball machines, I want a fat cut, C-suite shit, beat your chest. I'm a distributor.
Those machines are whirling property. But if it makes you feel any better, I'm not planning to sell them. It wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here. Other than the hellish karaoke machine. That one's always causing trouble.
Sounds like he cares about the place. He's not going to be overjoyed to hear that it's part of the doomed commercial area. He should still know. You have to be forewarned about these things.
I have to warn you, I may have discovered that the Whirling is part of the doomed commercial area.
What? Why would you say that? We're at a completely different address from that whole thing.
So he knows of the doomed commercial area and its address. He's thought about this.
Ah, wait, so you know of the curse?
Everyone knows of it.
The Whirling is listed on the intercom outside as one of the businesses in Building B of the doomed commercial area.
I've been working here for a long time, and that intercom has never been used by the Whirling.
Let's have a look. What options do we have? The Whirling was once the East Delta Pinball Arcade, which failed. Though perhaps the Whirling will escape the curse.
Does this look like part of a doomed commercial area? This pre-revolutionary tilework, these high ceilings, the nice rooms, well, most of the rooms. For 14 years, man. That's how long I've worked here. I've kept this place up through hail and through sleet. Fuck me, if some doom ghost.
He steadies his voice.
He's done a fine job too. Though he's spoken of the place dismissively before, the hostel is actually very important to him.
You really care about the Whirling, huh?
Yeah, it's slowly growing on me again. It's beautiful in its own way. especially for this neighborhood. I've been trying to keep it that way, even if it is part of the damn doomed commercial area.
Ah, so you finally admit it.
Yes, your police skills have delivered. I'm sure you'll get a commendation, maybe even a promotion.
Who owns this place?
Some real estate management company. They never come around here, just collect money from afar. Honestly, I think some money laundering might be involved.
And who named it the Whirling Rags?
Well, it sure as hell wasn't the real estate company.
You did?
You look surprised. What? It's a great name, I know. Cafeteria managers come up with great names too. It's from a song.
A song?
Hail, Holy Queen, by the Ateneers. Hail, Holy Queen of the Sea. You're whirling in rags, you're vast and you're sad.
Good pick.
Yeah, a little bit of poetry. I mean, quite a lot of the pubs in England are named after bits and bobs around the local area, so yeah, why not? What about those other cafeterias you manage?
What about them? One is a basement dive frequented by chain-smoking communists. I can't tell you how sick I am of Kraz Mazov and Ignis Nielsen and all those old ghosts.
He's hesitating, not sure if he should share this information with you. Encourage him.
And the others?
The other is a kebab cart. It's very successful in its way, but it's nothing like the whirling.
Well, good luck to you with this place then.
Luck has got nothing to do with it. I need to think about where I'm going to place those pinballs. I have a feeling they're going to help. So, if you didn't have anything else to tell me about my establishment, can we, wrap it up?
Let's wrap it up. Okay.
Wow, you work hard.
Damn right I do.
Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide.
I guess I do, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like a horse. A workhorse. For hard work.
What hard work do I do exactly?
Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride.
I like that phrase. We ride. Yeah, I ride a little.
A little. You make money. You got gills, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco Negros and the Solas. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop and a sprinter and a money printer.
No, apparently we've got a side hustle here. I mean, what did we do? You could say that. Well, we did take money. Well, we did take a bribe from the Joyce woman.
Oh yeah, you took that bribe hard. You're a killer.
Oh, Joyce, we could potentially talk to her later. You could say I took some money from the Manawa guy too.
You didn't log that in as a donation either. You don't log any of that shit in. You're a straight rider.
Oh, and then there's pawning stuff off that suspicious Roy guy.
Yeah, you're in the sales business. Shake 'em for shit and then pawn it off. Law officer style.
I guess I made some gills, sure.
Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth? But you still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Now, ask yourself, are you rich?
Are we rich? I mean, we've got 12 real. Well, 12.86, 83 real. But we are rich because we've got Kim. We've got a hat. We've got clothes on our back. Food in our belt. Well, I mean, we haven't eaten in the past couple of days, but I'm sure we'll get some food at some point. Yes, quite.
Get out of here. You're a pauper. You work harder than anyone. Almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that?
Let's go full libertarian. Fucking taxes, man.
That's right. 100%. Fucking G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze.
Really? Every time I sneeze?
Every time you wipe your ass. They got their direct and their indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax, alimony. One tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus there's the stuff people in other countries pay for. That makes them ask for more money from you. Here. Total tax duties add up to 98% of all your money.
98%. Gosh darn it. My least favourite tax of all the taxes in the world has to be value added tax. It's like, oh, the government look at a thing and say, well, we're just going to make it more expensive for reasons. I'm sure there is a reason. I'm sure there is, and I don't understand it because I'm not an economist. But still, fuck that. No fucking way. I guess I'm a free market fundamentalist now.
Here you go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight. Free the people. Keep it real. Keep it street. Keep foaming at the mouth furiously on the tax issue.
There we go. We could be like one of those barflies that always go on and on about taxes. Can we internalize it? Oh, we need to unlock a new slot. Spelling a skill slot. Why not? It's fun anyway. We'll do it. First, if you are a side bitch ideology cooking somewhere, don't sweat it. Fighting indirect taxation for the Gossamer state is compatible with all creeds. It's cool like that. You're a cool anarchist now. Unless you don't want to be an anarchist, whatever. Stuff this meal ticket in your eye socket and let's see if we can steal... Hold on. Some love back from the robber barons at the customs agency and the banditos at the Insulindian Financial Oversight and Competition Committee. Let's internalise that shit, why not? Go for that. Okay. So, just remember that we've got that union lady to talk to, so we may as well go and say hello to her. Making sure that we also check all the bins and whatnot for any potential... Oh, you're not a bin. Bearing in mind that we've still got to make money. I know our first and foremost way of making money is bin bags full of bottles. Go look at that, plastic tear. Ooh, what are you? You're blue. A signal blue naval coat. Let's just have a quick look at what this bad boy looks like on us. Ooh, very stylish. I'm loving the long white cuffs and the pointy collar and whatnot. Still not quite our vibe, as this is suggestion -1 half light. But yeah, I like it. Nice. Okay, let's go talk to the lady person.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
By the way, I talked to Everett Clare.
You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare?
Finally. Time to choose sides.
Absolutely not. We are neutral in this. What did we think of him? It's not important if I liked him. I'm just doing my job.
Of course, Detective. Excuse me for implying otherwise. I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt verm myself. However, if you felt like passing some information, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things. Tell her she'll like you for it.
Absolutely. Trading information.
Yes, your disgusting necktie agrees completely. Let's gossip.
Right, well, if the horrific necktie wants us to do it, then we kind of have to. Let's have a look at... Mr. Everett's helping me find my gun.
Oh. That's so helpful of him. So very, very helpful. And how is that going? Do you have any leads on that gun?
No. We personally have no idea where the gun's gone.
Well, maybe he's not as helpful as you thought then. Is there anything else?
He asked me to open a door.
A referral, you mean? I take it this was for someone in the RCM. Don't answer that.
No, I mean like a real door to someone's house.
Oh my. A real door?
It was nothing.
Of course. The RCM has the right to inspect any premises. How else would you catch the bad guys? The information was useful, I hope.
Let's go for... What options do we have? Everett says the Wild Pine sent mercenaries after the Union, and now one's dead.
Misinformation. This is all because we haven't shared information on the lynching yet. See? Already the adversary uses it to their advantage. Don't let him. Hurry up on that probe. The moment you tell me you're finished at the traffic jam, I will gladly tell you the company's side of the story.
Sure, but we've solved the traffic jam. We know where the drugs are. Although, then again, we do need to find the lady. Okay, the Union's militant wing organised the lynching.
Yes. That's the talk about town. The Hardy Boys, they're called. Find the name rather amusing, honestly.
Everett asked the Union's militant wing to fully cooperate with the investigation.
How benevolent. Hopefully they'll help you sort this whole business out, if they haven't already.
I've reason to believe the lynching was a cover-up.
Oh my. Very interesting. So the militant wing is protecting one of their own. It looks like you may untie this knot yet.
Her smile and her eyes smile and a tingle runs down your spine.
There's something in you that really likes the way she's looking at you just now.
Ooh, are we getting a little bit warm in the old britches? He didn't seem to be worried about the whole conflict that's developing.
I wouldn't have taken Everard for a saber rattler. Was he surrounded by Union men he wanted to impress?
We were alone, and he seems very sure of his ability to keep things under control.
Or he wants you and me to believe he's calm and in control. He's a politician.
Maybe he was manipulating me.
I'll think it over, Detective. Thank you for relaying this information to me.
That's all I've got to say.
What you've said is quite enough. You've given me a lot to consider, and may have helped me prevent this conflict from escalating.
Fantastic. Well done, us. He asked me to deliver an envelope.
Sounds like he has you running errands, Detective. A well-established dominance ritual. Where did he have you deliver it?
To a nameless settlement down the coast nearby.
Ah, yes. I've been meaning to go there.
She looks over the bay.
With longing. Clear and simple longing. Strange. Why does she want to go there?
You're quite fond of this village, aren't you?
I should be. In my youth, I had a brief dalliance here in Martinez. He was an older man with impossibly broad shoulders. He's probably dead by now. Even his shack is long gone. Not that it matters. These buildings are all carbon copies of one another.
Ah, you've been in Martinez before?
Yes, I was slumming it with some girlfriends of mine. We had boats and... Don't hold it against me. My paramour certainly did not.
Sounds like you missed those times.
Not overly so. It's not like this was the only place we visited. Me and my girlfriends from Azon with our shiny boats. Like reavers. We told ourselves we were the worst thing to happen to the coast since the Coalition landed in '08. Imagine.
She tosses her head.
She's sentimental, all right. You don't know enough about her to find out why exactly. She will keep her secrets for now.
Well, I like the idea of a bunch of kids getting a bunch of boats and going off on travels. It's like Kenzuki's Kingdom, almost. And he wants to build a youth centre here for the children of Martinez.
A youth centre with Edgar Clare's statue on top of it.
Her eyes run across the water, remorsefully.
Go ahead. Help him. Make it so. I have no power to stop him.
Oh, but we've got the power to stop him. So you're sad that you can't buy the place?
Yes. I'm sad I'll never have the time, Detective. I've always wanted a dilapidating fishing village.
She is more defensive about it than usual.
Full of ghosts and ancient memories. Has this errand yielded you any information?
I helped him turn up the heat on the borscht.
Did you now? What sort of borscht is he making?
The cook makes it to keep the strikers drunk. Helps them strike.
The strike brew. That's a classic. And by turn up the heat, I presume you mean put more alcohol in it?
Yes.
Why, if I may ask? Why make them more drunk? Aren't they corked enough already?
That is a good question. Why do we do that? Well, we don't have sympathy for the working men, because we're anarchists and moralists. And we don't worship Al Ghul. It's uninteresting. I thought it would make the broth taste better.
Very curious. A very curious thing to do. What else?
I mean, realistically, we did it because we want them to be so drunk that they can't even strike. We know that it's weird that she gave us money. I'd rather talk about something else for now, if you don't mind, to conclude.
Of course, Detective. Should something come up later, down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
Absolutely not, woman. Okay, alright, so... this is realistically all the things we can do. I mean, are we able to... hold on, where's my list of... how do I... map. Where is our thing? We've got a whole bunch of tasks we can attempt. So I might just skip from task to task. And we can see what we can do, what we can achieve. So yeah, I'll skip to the next task and I'll see you there. Alright then, boys and girls, here's the wall.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
There might be nothing to see here, but we can see if we can see something.
Yeah. Why? It's a wall. An ordinary wall.
Okay, fine. In that case, there's nothing to see. I just thought I'd come in to the bookshop just in case there was... because the bookshop will, I assume, close soon, and we might need a book just to pass time later on. So let's do a bit of browsing, see what kind of books we can find.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyamdal somewhere.
Look through the display of books.
Rows and rows of Hyamdala men blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Hyamdal and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Hyamdal, Return to Hyamdal. And the solipsistic Man from Hyamdal and the Hyamdal Man.
Ah, enough. That's
the display rack
too
before
many.
you is burdened under piles of Man from Hyamdal novels.
Do any of the books call out to me?
A twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching.
I apologise, my Discord's going crazy. Let me just close the damn thing. There we go. Alright, peace and quiet. A twinge at your back of your head makes you flinch. Your eyes start twitching. Ugh, what is that?
Your hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular Man from Hyamdal in chains, kneeling in front of a staircase leading to a throne. A woman sits on the throne, leering at the man. She's laughing at him, belittling him. Between the throne and the Hyamdala man lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Hyamdal and the Devil Woman.
Interesting.
The display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Hyamdal novels.
Okay, let's browse and see what other options there are available to us.
A small mountain of colourful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Storekeeper, what board games do you have here?
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography.
Educational games, amazing stuff. I do have quite the selection of board games at my home. I go to Comic-Con quite a lot, and every time I go there I buy at least one board game. I've spent about nearly £2,000 on board games. I do have to say to my own shock and shame, but yeah, we've all got hobbies, haven't we?
Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family?
Well, I have children, a family.
It certainly feels like whatever you are will die with you.
Oh dear, that was not as positive as I was hoping it was going to be. Yes, kids, friends, chicks, I have all of those.
Then you're a lucky man, officer. Children are the greatest of treasures.
She fiddles with her pendant, thinking.
For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
Well, I mean, we might be able to play a board game with Kim. That'd be cute. It's 12, so it would put us back. Let's see what other options we have. So what about these Wirral things?
Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all. I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them, though.
As she looks at the table, crossing her arms, look through the piles of Wirral-related items.
An endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a pick-your-path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag. Books in a board game section? Who wants to read books?
Anything that really catches my eye.
There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real. Nonsense for anemic Beano-clads.
Oh, well, that's massively out of our price range. But then again, though, you'll be happy to know that the adventure role-playing tabletop game that I'm making is almost very so close to being almost sent to the publishers. So that's cool.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over.
Storekeeper, what's all this crime fiction?
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
Ooh, that might be useful. Look through the display of books.
Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
Oh, go on then.
You see Dick Mullen on the job. Get Me Mullen. The Stalwart Adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the Murder in the Orchard. The Sordid Affair of Dick Mullen. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the Murder House.
Jesus Christ, that's too many.
Filled to the brim with crime novels.
That list was going on forever. I could not hear the word Dick Mullen anymore. What about these tall ones? Can we reach them? It's a Tome of Fascist Magic, rather candid. A quaint picture book brochure, very colourful.
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell.
Storekeep, anything of note on this shelf?
I would say The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power.
Who or what is Innocence?
A very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education. The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the Innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things.
So you would recommend it?
Certainly. It's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise.
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside.
Ooh. I mean, if Inland Empire says that there's something personal inside, that maybe we could learn some more about our character in the background. Let's have a look at the remaining shelves, and then we shall... I'm thinking that one's the strongest contender so far.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature.
Ooh, that's a good word, paranatural. Look through the shelf.
Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services.
Insert American joke here. No, we shan't make that joke. How does that work?
It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to, and which costs more than this book, is garbage, and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. Though it is important to note, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place.
Sounds like some sort of book that the Liver King would have written. Does the book say anything else?
The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from. How to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver. And there's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder, preservatives, to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre- and post-factum apply. Nothing worth buying. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this?
Go on, let's find something truly otherworldly.
The throbbing in your head increases with every passing moment you gaze at this shelf. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The title of it reads, Medicinal Purposes of the Pearl.
What's the Pearl?
The book contains very little explanation on the matter. This knowledge seems to be taken for granted.
And what's this book about?
The book contains descriptions of various pseudoscientific therapies, alternative medicines, and folk remedies involving the Pearl, also known as le territoire. For example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a venik or hand broom, made from the leafy twigs of a young birch tree from the near Pearl.
Ah, so medicinal flagellation. That sounds painful.
It is supposedly invigorating and good for the circulation.
I think I've had enough. Let's, you know what, we've seen all the books, and I think personally that the historical one that we might learn more about ourselves is quite useful.
Famous people, whoever they are.
I'm interested in that Greatest Innocence book.
A true cultural touchstone. Enjoy the read.
Okay, well, we've got a book, and to be honest, with not much else to do, I know that I was going to skip from one place to another to do a whole bunch of tests and whatnot, but I think with a book, we might be able to save that for those tasks for a rainy day. So we'll go to the Whirling Rags, where it's relatively warm. I've no idea whether this changes anything or not, but we'll go there. We'll do a bit of reading. Very exciting stuff. So let's interact.
The Greatest Innocence by João Paulo Salomão Lopes de Fuego. The book is large and heavy.
Crack open this immense tome.
Browsing through the various chapters, you try your best to understand the ceaseless overflow. The sprawl of names, dates, places, events historical. Most of it ends up as a twisted mass of facts inside your brain. Your educational survey is done. Did you catch any of that? No. Oh well, it's pop quiz time. Let's see what you've learned. This might take a few minutes. You ready?
We've clearly learnt a lot from just skimming through the pages. That's what a lot of my students at school do. I give them the textbook and say, right, learn this. And skim through the pages. I'm like, right, what do you know? The answer is usually very little. Sure, why not?
That's the spirit. Here we go. Question 1. Who was the first innocence?
We still don't know what an innocence is.
Dolores Day.
Oh, okay. Dolores Day.
Incorrect. Dolores Day was the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. She codified parliamentary democracy and created modern institutions. Among these, the moral intern, she was powerful and beautiful on all her icons.
Well, clearly Pain Threshold isn't the most clever of our faculties, is it?
Her colors are silver, white, and apricot. And when you think her name, Dolores, stomach acid rises to the back of your throat, and it hurts. You see a flash silver, a wreath, an airport bag, and blonde hair. You don't know why. Another choice, perhaps? Steer clear of this one. There's something terrible about this one.
What?
A strange sensation of loss. When she left the earth, the dust, and the ice, and the humans. That is unimportant to the quiz. Stop thinking about this. Yes, the quiz is impersonal. No need to rouse sensations in yourself at the mention of Dolores Day. Who was the first innocence? It wasn't Dolores Day.
Well, clearly something about a blonde lady, a wreath, and an airport bag. I mean, we did figure out from the hanging corpse when we had our nightmare that someone left us. I assume it was our either wife or ex-girlfriend. Let's go for Sola.
Incorrect. Sola was anointed during the previous century and even lived to see the current one. She was an urban planner who spoke her mind and largely left history to its own devices, encouraging people to excel on their own rather than prescribing to a deified model of history. She is often called an anti-innocence. Sola resigned after an assassination attempt by a Yugo nationalist who blamed her for not taking the side of the left during the turn-of-the-century revolutions. Innocences don't usually resign. Care to try again?
What's this? An assassination attempt from the left? Never heard of such a thing. The Pericarnassian.
Correct. Nothing much is known about him. It's not even clear that he was a he, but Franco Negro presumed as such and called him Pius. He's depicted as a young man with molten gold pouring out of his mouth. All he spoke was gold. It's said he invented God and equality of men before God. He also introduced the gold standard as a way for measuring people's love for Aurum. As the first innocence, he declared that there should be more of those like him. It is presumed his disciples were the beginning of the Holy Party, the founding party. Question 2. Who was the strongest innocence?
What, in like a arm wrestle or something?
Easy. Everybody knows the answer to this. You, me, anybody.
Well, look, Pain Threshold wasn't correct, but then again, Encyclopedia sounds like it should be more correct. So let's go with... Oh, he hasn't given us the answer, damn it. That doesn't sound too familiar to me. Shoot me a hint.
An innocence is the highest category of historical personage in the world. A literal personification of history. Traditionally, an innocence, when anointed, assumes supreme rule over the Occident or the known world in general. At least, the parts that matter.
Oh, so kind of like a... If someone's really, really impressive, like if you've ever played Civilization 7 or 6 or whatever, and you found like a... what they call like a great person? Something similar to that, maybe. Okay, very interesting, but that doesn't help me with the question.
I can do better. Okay, So commonly, an innocence does not enforce his or her power through military power. This is seen as unnecessary. The innocence wins because an innocence can't help but win, for their deeds are inevitabilities. Did this help?
No.
Damn. Great.
Damn.
Dolores.
Oh, pain threshold. If you mess with me again. But let me take some happy pills, just in case. Okay, Dolores Day?
Incorrect again. While she originated many modern institutions, launched several successful expeditions, and was even critical of the Innocentic system itself, and somehow keeps popping up in your mind, she is not often considered the strongest. Even though the words most associated with her rule are l'amour, la compassion, la autodiscipline, love, compassion, self-control, which could be seen as facets of strength. Would you like to try again? Please, relax.
What? We're relaxed. It's a quiz. How could you be not unrelaxed in a quiz? Something about Dolores Day. I think we need to keep on asking about her, because I think maybe that's something with our pain threshold. It's dragging us towards her, and I think we might find some useful things about us. Let's go with Franco Negro.
Correct. Named the innocence of militarism, he codified hereditary rule, but at the same time ended serfdom and established the Inter-Isolari Real as the global reserve currency. He also established the concept of the nation. Franco Negro attempted to solve the rising tensions between the aristocracy and bourgeoisie by building a unified society in which every man has a place and a mission, but at the same time may rise to nobility provided on the strength of his virtue. Question 3. Who was the false innocence?
Ah. Okay, so clearly not Dolores Day. All news to me, so maybe a few hints.
Yes, there exists a group called the Founding Party, known as the Holy Party, during the time of the Pericarnacian. This, the world's oldest international organization, spends its time in search of either the re-emergence of the innocents or new members.
Sigh internally. This is me at work, and not at work, and everywhere, to be honest.
There seems to be a mix-up with the sources. It's not my fault. At least it clearly wasn't Dolores Day. She wouldn't be false. She's beautiful.
Shall we go for Dolores again? This is what our internal pain is dealing with us. Let's bring her in.
No, stop thinking it. I said it wasn't her. She was true.
Let's go with Stefan the Despicable.
Incorrect. Stepan the Despicable, regent of Kedra, was a ruler who conquered the known world during the Kedriatic conquest, instead of the despotic Erno Pasternak. Would you try again?
Would I try again? I don't have a choice. Let's go for Erno Pasternak.
Correct. There have been a number of counter or false innocences, some assumed to have innocentic qualities, some who just thought so themselves. Occasionally, they have the support of a faction inside the ecclesiastic organization, and accusations of foul play have arisen. The most famous and important of these was Erno Pasternak. He was into torture, despotism, hymns, cannons, and world conquest, but got defeated and humiliated by Stepan the Despicable of Kedra.
Ah, of course. He's into torture, despotism, and the worst of all, hymns.
Final stretch. You've come so far and learned so much. This is the most important one. Question 4. Who was the greatest innocence? The most important of them all. The most precious to humankind.
You sound confident. Go right ahead. A hint would come in handy.
Of course, this is my thing. The reason I exist in this world. The correct answer is Franco Negro.
You're absolutely certain of this?
0 doubts.
But Dolores Day is there, and we've got to go for her.
Correct.
Hey!
The West might see Franco Negro as the father of nations, but as of this century, there's been a great shift in attitude. Dolores Day has become widely regarded as the greatest innocence, a most radical change to the whole fabric of the world. Everything from inter-esolary travel to the connected world to 3 consecutive scientific revolutions can be traced back to her. Every decade that passes, she seems less human somehow, and more beautiful. Congratulations on finishing the test. The results and your subsequent grade have been calculated. You get...
Oh dear, we've only got one correct straight away.
A D. Not particularly remarkable, but technically a passing grade. Not that anyone really expected better.
No, technically passing. That, we'll take that.
You would have done better if you just left Dolores Day for the end. Dial the Dolores Day down a bit.
Damn you, you arrogant book.
You are shouting at an inanimate object, like a real weirdo. No wonder you seem to have trouble with the right answers.
Man, something's weird about this book. You should do something fun instead. Rock out. Forget about it.
You know what, Horrific Necktie, you always have wise words to say. Let's put the book away. Okay, well, we've achieved some things. We've read a book. We've learned that we've got some moral quandaries with this Dolores Day, this innocence woman. We did have a test with the... I'm just thinking of things to do to make time pass till 12. We have something about the statue over here.
An old monument stands.
Oh no, apparently we don't. We don't. So what things do we have to do? Map. I mean, all these white things. Oh, hold on. These are found white checks. Those on white. Ah, so the white ones are available to try again. So, okay. I think all these ones down here, I think we've already technically done. So, the only thing that we've got to try again is the cargo container door. So I will skip ahead and see if we can... That's that. Okay, we're back at the cargo container, so let's see if we can open this.
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Hey there, sugar.
The container door appears unmoved by your attempt at flattery. A tough nut to crack for sure, but the strongest containers often have the softest hearts.
Oh, of course, a well-known fact about containers. Let's see if we can smooth it up. You're a fine piece of engineering. Do you know that?
The door does not respond to your advances. Is it possible that it seems somehow more closed than before? Why does this situation feel so familiar? Do you have a history of propositioning inanimate objects?
I hope not. Let's try and persuade the door to open again.
And, as it's always been, it's impossible to open a container with rhetoric. Maybe you're losing your mind.
Maybe we are, to be fair. Maybe we are. We can increase our rhetoric, but I don't know if it's worth to waste a point. Where is rhetoric? Yeah, it's only 3. Whoa, we can't even level up, so never mind. Alright then, what I might do is I might go off screen a bit and then do some bits and bobs and wait till 11 o'clock. Then we can talk to the smoking man on the balcony, and that's where we'll end this episode. Got there's a lot of editing in this episode, but we'll manage. So yeah, I'll see you soon. Alright, boys and girls, I found that there's a bench that we could just sit on and wait for time to pass. So it's now 11 o'clock, so we can now talk to the man on the balcony. Before that, we've learnt our brain thing. We'll see what that has to say about itself.
Indirect modes of taxation. Turns out, those Financial Oversight Committee gangsters stuffed millions of hard-earned dividends away in the last place anyone thought to look. The hearts and minds of everyday Riversholians. You need to spread that deregulation gospel to the people. Tell them about that foreign fair tax. Preach that 98% gross burden. Preach it, preacher man. Set the brothers free. Taxes are racist.
Absolutely, all of that, yes. The 98% gross burden. We'll treat it like a religion. And what are the bonuses? Ultra liberal dialogue gives you a +1 real. Oh, okay. But -1 empathy. No, that's not what we wanted. Empathy is our main skill. Thinks he's a hustler or something. This is not what we wanted at all. Where is our... I'd say Inland Empire was our main skill, but empathy? Damn it, that's... Well, I suppose that's what we get for being a libertarian. This is what we needed to remain morally neutral on all things. But hey ho. Okay, so there was Martin Martinez on the balcony smoking about. Which, to be honest, without Kim Kitsuragi joining us, I'm not sure how successful we are going to be in interrogating him. He's kind of like our additional brain, really. I mean, our character doesn't have much in the way of thinking power, does he? So we're just going to have to see if we can be smooth and calm on our own. There he is, look at him. The purple light.
Gendarmerie, you found me.
The young man on the balcony gives you a bright smile before taking another drag from his cigarette.
His slender figure is backlit by city lights, its distant streets and motorways flashing like diamonds. And his shirt is still unbuttoned.
I got your hint. Found the key right under that stone.
Beautiful.
He replies, smiling. As he looks at you, something sparkles in his eyes.
So tell me, are you here to make things right again?
That's a good question. That's what I'm aiming for. Yes.
Beautiful.
He says again. A nearby street lamp casts shadows on his chin, drawing out the slender cheekbones.
I have some good news for you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting.
He nods towards door 28. Oh, so a Sunday friend. Like a church friend, maybe? By the way, I'm really digging the view here. Point to the city skyline.
Mm-hmm. That's why I chose this place. Martinez is special, isn't it?
Why would I want to meet your friend?
Trust me. You do.
Very well, I'll talk to him, but first I wanted to talk to you. I have so many questions.
That's nice, but I don't have anything to tell you. It's my friend you're looking for, not me.
He takes another drag of his unfiltered cigarette and looks around. It's getting dark, and the neighboring windows have lit up, one by one.
Besides, I've got to run.
He's going to leave you alone again. That's sad.
Why is it sad? He's a stranger, we don't know him. But I just found you again.
Just look at it. It's a beautiful night. Who's going to stay in on a night like this?
He's right. Only losers go to bed early. Time to break out the booze.
Only if you promise that we'll talk again. It's important.
We'll talk. Just not tonight. Take care, alright?
Oh, he's a tease, this mister.
And he's gone again. Looks like it's becoming a theme for him.
He knows something. Can we go into his room? Oh. From the purple man with the unbuttoned shirt, this guy looks a lot less what I thought it was going to be.
Officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
The man in business casuals removes his cufflinks.
You shouldn't be seeing him in an intimate setting. For some reason you feel this man is your superior. Superior, but he's not in the command chain.
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government. I work for the Institute of Price Stabilité on assignment from Sur-la-Clé.
Ah, government officials, that's not what I expected.
I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super. I am here to assist you in any way possible. Ask me about the hanging.
You actually witnessed the hanging.
I'm sorry to say I did, officer.
The man gives a solemn nod.
He didn't see the hanging. He saw the little show staged by the Hardys. Let him talk. He may know more than even he knows.
Start from the beginning, if you don't mind.
Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal to me, like in a play.
He holds out his hands and blossoms his fingers, like a drama teacher setting the scene.
Meaning it was entertaining?
No. I mean, it was so strange. I could barely believe what was happening. I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. And then I saw all the surrounding windows go dead, one by one. That's when I understood. I should not be seeing this.
Thank you, sir. I think we've got the picture. Anything else stand out?
Only that there were about 8 or 10. I couldn't make out anything. It was so dark. And it was quiet. Quietest lynching I've ever heard of, let alone heard. But I suspect you knew that already. I can't say I'm surprised. The fine reputation of the men and women serving in the RCM is well-deserved.
Now, why are you being so flattering to us, eh? What's an official like you doing in Martinez?
The Coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. It must be controlled.
Inflation, yes, that's a thing I think we're all dealing with at the moment.
The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight.
So you're some kind of bureaucrat?
Yes, as I said before, I am a commissioner from Sur-la-Clé working for the Institute of Price Stability. This is one of the main projects of the Moral Inter.
What is the price stabilité?
It is the most important thing.
The most important thing. That clears everything up.
It's the central goal of any sound monetary policy. Maintaining the price stability is essential to maintaining high levels of economic activity, which is essential for maintaining high levels of employment, which is essential for maintaining the social stability.
Which, I mean, yeah, that's yeah, low inflation means everyone can have, like, jobs and stuff. Okay,
Take
that's
your
all I need to
daily
know.
bread, for example. Too much inflation, bread becomes too expensive. Too much deflation, it becomes too cheap for bakers to produce. That's why the Institute of Price Stability works to keep inflation just below 2%.
This is fascinating, but I wanted to ask you something else.
But not too far below.
Oh my
The
god, stop.
coalition believes
Stop,
in
stop,
the
stop.
importance
Okay, sure, give
of
me a
sound
leaflet.
monetary, but I don't have my leaflets on me today. That's too bad. You can always call our information line. Making information available is part of the Moral Intern's commitment to transparency.
Oh my goodness, right, I shall scroll up, so if you wanted to read that conversation, you're more than happy to read through it, but Christ on a bike, after hearing about inflation all day, every day, this is not a vibe for me. Okay, but what are you doing here in this apartment?
Well, I'm renovating it. It is an interesting project. The building used to be a 12-story skyscraper before the cannons took the top 4 stories off. This, of course, happened when the coalition forces landed here. You could say I'm undoing some of the material damage the international community caused when we arrived here.
Well, we know that Dolores Day had something to do with the Moral Intern, so let's ask more about what the Moral Intern is.
It's the International Organization for Moralists. Hence, Moralist International. The Institute of Price Stability is just one of its many mind babies, as is the coalition.
Are you a moralist?
But of course.
Am I a moralist?
Well, do you value freedom? Do you believe in a normal, stable world governed by democratic values?
With low taxes, sure, baby. But Martinez does not seem very normal or stable to me.
Martinez? No. Martinez is something else.
What about the rest of Evershall? Is it part of the normal world?
Rivachol is generally difficult. It's led by an interim government, which means it hasn't yet achieved full democracy. But they are working towards it. You're all doing very well here, relatively speaking.
It's like every time I'm talking to people, I'm choosing option D, none of the above. Is that moralism?
Is this option D usually the most reasonable answer?
Yes, everything else is super extreme. It's like I'm living with a bunch of lunatics.
Sounds like you're a moralist indeed, my friend. Welcome. Moralism is all about compromise and achieving the achievable. It's pragmatic, realistic, and level-headed. An ideology for doers. Are you a doer, my friend? It looks to me like you are. Now, enough of this delightful political interlude. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
No, absolutely not. I was expecting more than this, but you're just selling me shit. Enough business. Let's talk about something else.
Whatever you wish, officer.
What if I told you there's a fugitive What if I told you there's a fugitive from the moral intern in Martinez?
A fugitive?
Hypothetically speaking, you might add.
Say nothing.
Well, I would say that is very bad indeed. Not super. What sort of a fugitive are we talking about here?
Pretty serious, like corporative espionage type stuff.
That is extremely serious. Corporate espionage may technically be legal in Revachol, but elsewhere it's a very high-level offense. It violates a number of international agreements, in particular the First La Charte Accord. This fugitive must be turned over to the ICP immediately. Have you apprehended them already?
Oh shit, this is not what I wanted. Can we lie? Can we pin it on someone else? Ooh, who would we pin it on? I mean, Kim isn't here, is he? We can have a little bit of fun. Let's try and pin it on someone else.
Now's your chance, sire. Which of your enemies would you most like to make trouble for?
Okay. So we can either bother the racist lorry driver, we could bother Everard Clare, or we could bother Gart. Now Gart is a good man, I think. Bit of a nerd, bit of a square, but we'll forgive him for that. The racist lorry driver, he's a bad man, but I think he's just a product of his own upbringing situation. But Everard Clare. Now, Everard Clare is trying to find our gun, but if we can cause issues for him, I think that might help us. I think that might give us a bit of strength and position on him. So let's blame Everard Clare.
Everard Clare? Surely you're mistaken.
What do you mean? Have you ever met Everard?
I have. The only thing Everard is a fugitive from is the exercise machine. Besides, in certain less advanced nations, the moral intern may defer to local custom.
Customs, like complete disregard for the rule of law.
Oh, I see, sir. When it's like a small person, they can enforce the law. When it's a big person with connections, is that not just the way of the world? It's awful.
I'll make note of your claims in my report, but I'm sorry to say it's likely to end up in the back of the filing cabinet somewhere in Mirova, unread and forgotten.
Well, you're not so much of a moralist then, are you? You'd at least show someone it. Ah, that's a shame.
Yes, it rather is. As much as I am a true believer in international institutions, there are times when even I grow frustrated with the bureaucracy. Well, no matter. I should thank you for bringing this to our attention. Your efforts have been noted. Now, was there anything else you wanted to discuss?
Oh, that really bothers me, that. He's all like, oh yes, we need to keep up the, whatever you call it, the inflation and stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, we are lying. We are lying. We are also bad people, but still a bad person for it. Can you tell me about your friend?
Ah, my friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra, and life has not been easy for him. But he understands the importance of education. He has taken his future into his own hands, and that's all that matters.
What's Kedra?
Kedra is a candidate member of APIS. But, between you and me, their potential membership is a more contentious issue.
What do you mean?
That it's never going to happen. They entered negotiations in 21, and it's been pending ever since.
Suppose kind of like Turkey and the European Union. What's this EPIS thing you keep talking about?
EPIS is a very special program developed by the Moral Intern to support certain Occidental nations. It began as a unified system of weights and measures, which proved to be a wild success. Nothing but kilograms and centimeters as far as the eye can see.
Oh gosh, the moral intel is the European Union. I feel betrayed as a British man. Brexit and all that stuff, I feel betrayed.
It was such a wild success that we expanded it into an economic union for the processing of steel. Another success. And between you and me, the moral intern feels emboldened by this success. Emboldened to take EPIS to the next level.
Okay, but like, what does it stand for?
Why, it stands for progress and stability, like the moral intern as a whole.
No, what do the letters stand for?
It's been such a wild, extraordinary success thus far. We are very excited to take it to the next level.
Oh my goodness, he's a politician. You don't even hear the words I'm saying, do you?
A supranational political alliance. The United States of Occident.
Is it going to be like this place here?
You mean Revachol? No, it's going to have transparent democracy.
Is Revachol going to be part of EPIS?
It's one day going to be a candidate member of EPIS, sure.
Didn't you say candidate members never become real members?
No. Candidate members do become members. Why do we even have the whole system in place if they don't? It just takes time. Time and evaluation. But we were talking about my friend here, not politics.
How did you two even become friends?
How did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulindian Peninsula? Oil platforms ablaze in the night? Civil wars lasting for years? Finally, the international community is forced to step in.
What are you talking about? No one becomes friends that way.
Au contraire. It's how millions of people end up where they are. Meeting the people they meet. It's how I came here, and my friend too.
You still haven't told me who he is.
Sorry. Who?
The man throws a quick glance at his watch. Your friend, the smirker on the balcony. We were just talking about him.
But I told you, officer. He's a bright young man here to pursue his education. Education is the foundation of our future, especially the arts. It is a cornerstone of our civilization.
Fine, but what's his real name?
Officer, you have to understand. I can't give you his personal information. I'm sure you have your own methods and databases, right? Please don't put me in this situation.
God, I don't like this man. Can't we just threaten him with violence? So all you could tell me about him is that he's here to study the arts.
He's deeply enmeshed in the study of the fine arts, yes.
Which arts?
He's a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts. Perhaps graphic design, printmaking, who knows? The world is open wide for a talented youth like him.
They're clearly making sweet, passionate love. That's what I'm assuming. What are you doing in his apartment by yourself?
I'm just enjoying the view.
Isn't it rude for your friend to leave you alone like this?
We're old friends. Nothing's taboo between us. He comes and goes. I'm sure you'll see him around. He's very active. I'm all ears, officer. A moment, officer.
Well, I was about to leave, but I'm not too keen on talking to this guy. We've learnt next to nothing from him.
Do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave.
Hold on, why can't we talk later?
It's against diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen. And I'm pressed for time. After you leave, I should be leaving as well.
Okay, I'm not going anywhere. I just want to take a look around this apartment.
Sure, go ahead. It's a beautiful space. Let me know if you have any further questions.
Alright, okay, let's do some sleuthing. We've got a hat that improves our logic. What does it look like? There we go. Feel like as if we could. What does that hat do? It reduces our rhetoric but increases our reaction speed. I'm not vibing with the look, to be fair. Feels like as if we need to work in some sort of cocktail bar. What's inside you? Oh, I see. I see that there's a theme to these outfits. I mean, the lighting here is terrible, but doesn't quite work very well with the tank top. We'll wear it while we're in the apartment. We'll wear it just to establish dominance. An exquisite canopy bed made of metal. Buckets of paint on a layer of old newspapers. An old photo of the same apartment dated year 1. Quarterly business magazine. There's a kitchen over here, by the looks of things. Dishes soaked up in a pot. An empty ashtray. And what else are you? Flyers from underground parties. We've learnt nothing. Alright, let's try talking to him.
You have acquired the hat. Keep it, officer. It looks good on you.
Thank you for my hat acquisition. Okay, well, we've clearly learned nothing here. So, I think that's all we can really achieve today. We may as well go to bed now, but the bedtime's probably going to be quite exciting, so I'll save that for the opening of the next episode. If you don't want to support the channel, please have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month does get you one extra game of Dawn of War a week. My name's been Mr. Landshark. Pleasure as always, never a chore. And I'll see you in a bit. Peace.